2020, August 24th, 6:10 a.m. Now, with this situation that has been developed in the previous video, a couple minutes back, just look for the one couple minutes back. Period. Isolation produces insanity, produces altered mental states, and too much in elderly people. Isolation can produce can create enhance the aspects of dementia and or Alzheimer's, period. Although Alzheimer's has been linked to a problem with glucose, which means that there's some doctors who consider Alzheimer's, that diabetes 3 to be Alzheimer's, period. Well, one of the interesting aspects when you study club members, people who have more than 170 IQ, as in, because the club members are such a radically different person in almost all ways. I mean, their external biology looks the same, but their internal biology is radically different in almost all ways. Period. Their internal biology is they process glucose different. They process facts and information different. They think different. Almost all aspects of their thinking patterns are different. Almost all aspects of the way they move their bodies is different. Period. I mean, if you in modern parlance, if you see a nerd, geek, dweeb, dork, various assorted, the way they're labeled that because the way they move their body is different. The way they walk, the way they speak, the way they talk, the way they interact, the way they use the sounds coming out of their mouth. How the sounds coming out of their mouth is different than people who are in a more normal 80 to 120 IQ range. Period. This clinical mathematics is all these variables in order to be able to show the aspects in structurality and format of the could isolation actually be breaking this circuit, and breaking that circuit is a possible cause of a possible additional cause of some mental illness and such. Period. Now, some people can handle isolation, and some people crave, want, and need isolation, but they don't want total isolation. Period. And some people, they can't handle isolation almost exclusively. Period. Now, for me and people like me, sitting in a room with a good light and reading for long periods of time is beautiful, but put us in a vault with an infinite library, and we can't handle it. We have to have human contact at times. We have to have that the other portion of human contact, human interaction. We have to do our part in the parade. We have to do our part in community interactions. Period. Now sometimes when we have too much stimulation, there's too much input from the crowd. There's too much of a closed loop Genesis situation. We have to have isolation. We have to have a timeout. We need to be by ourselves for a while to get our thoughts geared, our thoughts clear. Period. And children, of course, need isolation to be able to have naps and to have downtime and to have quiet. Well, there's a balance between quiet to remove yourself from the Ohm's law. 1C, where stuff is put into the quantum field to be processed by the quantum consciousness, and then to have those have ideas returned from the quantum consciousness, which is the 1C, and then the Latin definition of genius.